The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. The unexamined life is not worth living. I cannot teach anybody anything. I can only make them think. There is only one good, knowledge, and one evil, ignorance. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. Wonder is the beginning of wisdom. Strong minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, weak minds discuss people. To find yourself, think for yourself. Education is the kindling of a flame, not the filling of a vessel. By all means marry. If you get a good wife, you'll become happy. If you get a bad one, you'll become a philosopher. He who is not contented with what he has, would not be contented with what he would like to have. Be slow to fall into friendship, but when you are in, continue firm and constant. If you don't get what you want, you suffer. If you get what you don't want, you suffer. Even when you get exactly what you want, you still suffer because you can't hold on to it forever. Your mind is your predicament. It wants to be free of change, free of pain, free of the obligations of life and death. But change is law, and no amount of pretending will alter that reality. The children now love luxury, they have bad manners, contempt for authority, they show disrespect for elders and love chatter in place of exercise. Children are now tyrants, not the servants of their households. They no longer rise when elders enter the room. They contradict their parents, chatter before company, gobble up dainties at the table, cross their legs, and tyrannize their teachers. Sometimes you put walls up not to keep people out, but to see who cares enough to break them down. No man has the right to be an amateur in the matter of physical training. It is a shame for a man to grow old without seeing the beauty and strength of which his body is capable. The secret of happiness, you see, is not found in seeking more, but in developing the capacity to enjoy less. Let him who would move the world first move himself. Contentment is natural wealth, luxury is artificial poverty. Death may be the greatest of all human blessings. Employ your time in improving yourself by other men's writings so that you shall come easily by what others have labored hard for. The hour of departure has arrived, and we go our separate ways, I to die, and you to live. Which of these two is better only God knows. The only good is knowledge and the only evil is ignorance. Do not do to others what angers you if done to you by others. I am not an Athenian or a Greek, but a citizen of the world. Every action has its pleasures and its price. Prefer knowledge to wealth, for the one is transitory, the other perpetual. We cannot live better than in seeking to become better. We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. Beware the barrenness of a busy life. Understanding a question is half an answer. Life contains but two tragedies. One is not to get your heart's desire, the other is to get it. The hottest love has the coldest end. Envy is the ulcer of the soul. Be as you wish to seem. I know that I am intelligent, because I know that I know nothing. The greatest way to live with honor in this world is to be what we pretend to be. True wisdom comes to each of us when we realize how little we understand about life, ourselves, and the world around us. To fear death, gentlemen, is no other than to think oneself wise when one is not, to think one knows what one does not know. No one knows whether death may not be the greatest of all blessings for a man, yet men fear it as if they knew that it is the greatest of evils. From the deepest desires often come the deadliest hate. Be nicer than necessary to everyone you meet. Everyone is fighting some kind of battle. Once made equal to man, woman becomes his superior. All I know is that I do not know anything. Children nowadays are tyrants. They contradict their parents, gobble their food, and tyrannize their teachers. Be of good cheer about death, and know this of a truth, that no evil can happen to a good man, either in life or after death. Think not those faithful who praise all thy words and actions, but those who kindly reprove thy faults. My advice to you is get married. If you find a good wife you'll be happy, if not, you'll become a philosopher. All men's souls are immortal, but the souls of the righteous are immortal and divine. The highest realms of thought are impossible to reach without first attaining an understanding of compassion. To be is to do. I decided that it was not wisdom that enabled poets to write their poetry, but a kind of instinct or inspiration, such as you find in seers and prophets who deliver all their sublime messages without knowing in the least what they mean. The mind is everything. What you think you become. To move the world we must move ourselves. Virtue does not come from wealth, but wealth, and every other good thing which men have, comes from virtue. I know you won't believe me, but the highest form of human excellence is to question oneself and others. He who is unable to live in society, or who has no need because he is sufficient for himself, must be either a beast or a god. Through your rags I see your vanity. There is no solution, seek it lovingly. The misuse of language induces evil in the soul. Wisdom begins in wonder. Not life, but good life, is to be chiefly valued. It is better to change an opinion than to persist in a wrong one. To know thyself is the beginning of wisdom.